pronounce French and whenever possible. We are very happy to bring you our first match of the day between the blue team, Star Trebek, the rise of SkyAlex, whose captain is Mark. Can we get a wave from Mark? There he is. And the ouTDers, whose captain is Monica. My buddy Monica. Do we get a wave from her? Good. Okay. Three procedural things before we get started. We need to be very careful of irregularities. Throwing your own joke there. But in order to have no irregularity here, we remember we have to have all players on camera at all times and watch what you're doing with your hands, because we want to make sure nobody is Googling or otherwise checking out information in the very tight amount of time we have for each toss-up question. For those of you watching and perhaps for the first time, toss-up questions are the regular questions in the game, and no one is allowed to consult during those. Each player decides whether to buzz in for their team and what to respond. Okay, that was item number 1 of 3. Item number 2 is, remember that captains in a steal situation, this really just applies to Mark and Monica, we would appreciate it if your team could all unmute at the same time and let us hear the consultation, because that's the fun part, arguing back and forth. But because we have that conversation, I asked Mark and Monica to always say, we're going to pass final answer, or our answer is X, final answer. We'll steal from another game show, just because in the conversation with all the different possibilities, I need to affirm what your final answer will be. So that'll be Monica and Mark's thing. Otherwise, everybody stay muted until I recognize you. Procedural item 3 is, remember, each player can buzz in a maximum of 2 times per category. We recommend that you use the Vegas dealer I'm out gesture to indicate you understand after your second buzz in. Because if you buzz in a 3rd time in a category, your team will lose points, that number of points. That's not, we won't have any warnings. If it happens once, there's a penalty. So please be aware of that. Dan and I and Delroy will try to keep track of that, but they have enough to do, as do I. So try to police yourself if you can. Okay, police, get ready for the first round. Everybody hands on buzzers. This should be a lot of fun. I got some really good categories and clues for you. I think we'll all learn something today, as well as compete. So good luck to both teams. The first category for 1 to 5 points is fashion. Fashion is the category. For those of you watching, we like to announce the category up front so that people can decide, gee, if it sounds like a strength, should I hold off on my 2 buzzes till late in the category to get more points? Or if I know it and it's not a great category for me, should I buzz in just to get on the board? So here we go with fashion for 1 point. This retailer has a line for kids called Crew Cuts. This retailer has a line, Chris.
J. Crew?
J. Crew is correct. First blood for the blue team and my boss. So that's how bad could that be? All right, fashion for 2. To a recent Golden Globes, Zooey Deschanel wore a Prada gown, but her nails were painted like these dressy suits. To a recent Golden Globes, Zooey Deschanel wore a Prada gown, but her nails were painted like these dressy suits. 5 seconds. Josh.
Tuxedos?
Yes, tuxedos is correct. First blood for the red team. For 3 points in fashion. Write this down. A very narrow straight skirt, popular in the 1950s, is named for this implement. Chris.
Pencil skirt?
Pencil skirt is correct, and you are out of this category, having done your job and gotten another 3 points for your team. Here we go, fashion for 4. Carrie on Sex and the City, you remember that.
Hold on.
Yep.
Buzzer's not reset. I apologize. Okay, there we go.
Okay, here we go. Carrie on Sex and the City worshipped the high-end women's shoes designed by this man. Real, Mark?
Jimmy Choo?
Incorrect. Break for the red team. I'll say the entire clue, and then Monica, you and your team can consult. Get ready to unmute. Carrie on Sex and the City worshiped the high-end women's shoes designed by this man, real first name Manuel. You may consult.
Any guesses, anybody?
Pretty sure it's Manolo Blahnik.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, so final answer, whatever you just said, Richard.
Manolo Blahnik.
Manolo Blahnik. Yes, we do allow the player to mouth the words, but as long as the captain gives the final answer. Yes, Manolo Blahnik was correct. Although they certainly do like their Jimmy shoes on the shoes on the choo-choos. Anyway, I'm not going to go anywhere with that. 5 points. Here we go. For the last clue in the category. The glamour of Hollywood in the 40s inspires designing duo Mark Badgley and him. The glamour of Abnia.
Mishka?
Mishka, James Mishka is correct for 5 points. Okay, I had never heard of either of those dudes till today, and I am a faithful Project Runway watcher. I guess they're not. Okay, here we go. We go from fashion to presidents by kids. Presidents by kids. I will give you the kid or kids. You give me the president. Okay? 1 point. Chelsea. 1 point. Chelsea. Mark.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton was the president. That's right. Of course. For 1 point. For 2 points. Charles, Thomas, John, and Abigail. Charles, Thomas, Yamil.
John Adams.
John Adams is correct for 2 points. Presidents by kids for 3. 2 stepkids, John and Martha. 2 stepkids, John and Martha. 5 seconds. Yamil.
I'm gonna guess George Washington.
Good guess. George Washington, a triple stumper on the show, I might add. Nobody on the show had the cojones to buzz in. You did, so you get 3 points. Blue team really tearing up presidents by kids. But you are out of the category. Okay. For 4 points in presidents by kids, Jack, Chip, Jeffrey, and Amy. Jack, Chip, Jeffrey, and Amy. 5 seconds. Time. I thought Amy might have done it.
I know that one.
You knew that one?
Yeah,
Tell us.
Carter.
The Carter children, yes. Jack, Chip, Jeffrey, and Amy were the Carters. Okay, finally, for 5 points, his 6 included Neil, Marvin, and Dorothy. His 6 included Neil, Marvin, and Dorothy. 5 seconds. Time. You know that one?
I do, because they just recently had his funeral, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought so. Bush.
George H.W. Bush.
Yeah.
would have
I
had that.
wasn't confident.
Okay, Jamil, you did your job, but you might have held off a little bit longer. Still in all, you got it caught up, and that's what you participated. You represented, and that was good. Okay, let's see how we do with our third category rather. Boy Scout ties. We talked before the game about Girl Scout cookies. This is Boy Scout ties for 1 point. The knot at the bottom of the Boy Scout badge represents the scouting slogan, "Do one of these daily." The knot at the bottom of the Boy Scout badge represents the scouting slogan, "Do one of these daily." Josh?
A good deed.
A good deed, a good turn. I will take that. I will take that. That was a triple stumper. I had a naughty answer for it, but I won't share it. Let's go to 2 points for Boy Scout knots, Boy Scout ties rather, for 2 points. Nicely done. Happy campers know that with a taut line hitch, you can tighten or loosen the guy line of one of these. Happy campers know that with a taut line hitch, you can tighten or loosen the guy line of one of these. 5 seconds. Brian,
Tent.
tent is right. You must be a happy camper. That's a 2-point question. Boy Scout ties for 3. Many scouting awards include knots. The award for a den leader of these young'uns has a gold knot on blue. Many scouting awards include knots. The award for a den leader of these young'uns has a gold knot on blue. 5 seconds.
It
Yamil,
said the Cub Scouts.
Cub Scouts is correct. I was a Cub Scout, believe it or not. Never, I wasn't much of a joiner, so that didn't last. Okay, for 4 points. This practice, also done by film editors, joins 2 ropes and makes them almost as strong as the original ones. This practice, Chris?
Splicing.
Splicing is right for 4 points. And finally, for 5 points. A clove hitch is useful in camping. Tie a rope to your sack of food, which you'll hang high to make this alliterative bag. A clove hitch is useful in camping. Mark?
A bear bag?
A bear bag. Bear bag is correct. That's a triple stumper on the show, and you did well. At the end of the first half, the lead has been going back and forth, which is the way we like it. Right now, the blue team, Star Trebek, has 18, slightly edging out the outdoers 14, but that's a virtual tie. Our next clue, happy birthday. Happy birthday. For 1 point. This San Francisco landmark celebrated its 75th birthday on May 27th, 2012. This San Francisco landmark celebrated, Yamil?
The Golden Gate Bridge.
That's the landmark for 1 point. Happy birthday for 2. In advance, a big happy September 26th birthday to her. Born at SeaWorld in 1985 and the first killer whale to survive. Mark?
Shamu?
Say again?
Shamu?
Shamu is correct for 2 points. Shamu. I guess she's still alive. She'd be 39, like Jack Benny. Okay. For our next clue, we have to have a surprise substitution, surprise substitution, surprise substitution, la 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 la. Okay. And this substitution surprised even me. So we will have it now for 3 points. Okay, this is a good one. For 3 points, the category is classic albums. Classic albums for 3 points. By the way, this counts against your buzzes in the category. Okay. For 3 points, Thunder Road kicks off this 3rd album. Brian?
Born to Run.
Born to Run is the album. That is correct. Okay. Back to happy birthday for 4 points. Bird lovers celebrate the April 26th, 1785 birth of this man. Bird lovers celebrate the April 26th, 1785. Chris?
Audubon.
Audubon is correct. John James Audubon is the man. And you, I think, are out of this, or are you? Was that your first? No, that was your first, sorry. Okay. Everybody's in on this last clue, and happy birthday. The commemoration of this former U.S. Senator's June 3rd, 1808 birthday is a legal holiday in several southern states. The commemoration of this former U.S. Senator's June 3rd, 1808 birthday is a legal holiday in several southern states. 5 seconds. Once again, the players cannot consult. They simply have to decide if they want to take a guess. Time, anybody? Dan? Delroy?
Jefferson Davis?
Jefferson Davis is correct.
No.
No points there, but there you go. Okay.
It's unconscionable. I didn't think it would be real.
Our next category is 4. Now watch me. It's in quotes and it's spelled F-O-R. F-O-R in quotes. Jeopardy fans and TPT players alike know that means the letters F-O-R will be in every correct response. For 1 point, a well-protected building, perhaps of solitude. Emil.
A fortress.
I knew I wasn't going to have to repeat that one. 1 point, that's correct. A fortress of solitude. That's the F-O-R. For 2 points, the list of the exact ingredients to make Alex Trebek's secret age-reducing elixir. The list of the exact ingredients needed to make Alex Trebek's, Josh?
Formula.
Formula is correct. For 3 points. It's the type of content a radio station specializes in, such as news talk or jammin' oldies. Mark.
Format.
Format is the 4 word for 3. Okay, for 4 points. F-O-U-R points in F-O-R. 10-letter musical direction to play very loudly. 10-letter musical direction to play. Monica.
Forte.
Incorrect. Break for the blue team. I'll repeat the clue. 10-letter musical direction to play very loudly.
I was thinking forte too, but it's not 10, so it's got to be
10 letters.
Fortissimo.
fortissimo. Yeah,
Fortissimo.
fortissimo has 10.
Who wants to say it? Kristen, you say it.
Fortissimo.
Final answer.
Fortissimo is correct. Yeah, sorry, Monica, you were in the right ballpark, but the 10 letters gotcha. All right, plenty of time left to come back. Here's 5 points right now. In 4, in quotes, F-O-R. An organized meeting for the discussion of a specific topic. Adnia.
Forum.
Forum is right, and you got 5 points back. There you go. Okay, our final category in the first round, where the points are kind of crummy, so you can sort of fool around. We had 4. The final category is he's a jolly good fellow. He is a jolly good fellow for 1 point. This British comic actor played bumbling Inspector Jacques Clouseau in 5 Pink Panther movies. This British comic actor played, Brian?
Peter Sellers.
Peter Sellers is the British comic actor. And I did not overpronounce it as Alex probably would have. Jacques Clouseau. He loves that. For 2 points. Sacha Baron Cohen wrote, produced, and starred in this 2006 mockumentary about a journalist from Kazakhstan. Emil.
Borat.
Borat is correct, and we won't ask you for the subtitle, which nobody ever remembered then or now. Good job. For 3 points. Hill's Angels were the scantily clad women on Mark?
Benny Hill.
Benny Hill. Very good. 3 points is right. 4 points. After Monty Python's Flying Circus, he found further comic success as hotel owner Basil Fawlty. Mark.
John Cleese.
John Cleese is the jolly good fellow. You are out of this category. For the final clue, here you go, everybody. His work on shows like The Office was better received than his hosting of the 2011 and 2012 Golden Globes. Brian.
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais is correct. And wow, really good game so far. It is 42 for the blue team, 26 for the red team, but you know, that's essentially a tie with so few points on the board. So we got a real good match going. Okay, it's time for our second round. And let me see here. Okay. Okay, and here we go. For our second round, we're going to start with They Died with Their Booze On. It's B-O-O-Z-E. They died with their booze on. For 2 points. Good luck, teams. Anybody's match. Better dead than red. His health ruined by drinking. This crusader against communism found out May 2nd, 1957. Better dead than red. His health ruined by drinking. Mark?
Joseph McCarthy.
Joe McCarthy is the man for 2 points. They died with their booze on for 4. He died in Babylon in 323 BC, a few days after a drinking bout and a few months after declaring himself a god. He died in Babylon. Brian,
Alexander the Great.
that is right for 4 points. Alexander the Great. I guess declaring yourself a god and then going out and drinking is not the wisest move. For 6 points. This comic died of alcohol-related causes in Pasadena, not Philadelphia, on Christmas Day, 1946. Mark.
W.C. Fields.
W.C. Fields is correct. Okay, you are out of this category. For 8 points. This dashing star of Captain Blood died in 1959 at the end of a week-long binge. Brian.
Errol Flynn.
Errol Flynn is correct. The triple stumper on the show. Nicely done, but you too, unless I miss my guess, are out of this category. Am I right? Did you get the Babylon? The Alexander the Great? You did. Okay, so 1 each from the 2 teams are out of the category. Everybody else, here's your clue. They died with their booze on for 10. After years of heavy drinking, this 14th president died in 1869 of liver problems. After years of heavy drinking, this 14th president died in 1869 of liver problems. Josh.
Pierce.
Say again?
Franklin Pierce.
Pierce is correct for 10 points. And that really tightens up the clues, as the second round will tend to do. Okay, well done, Josh. I think, yes, that was a triple stumper on the show. So nicely done there. Okay, we continue on with nature. Nature. Let's see what you know about nature for 2 points. Pond scum is composed of green and brown forms of these simple organisms. Pond scum. Josh.
Algae.
Algae is correct for 2 points, and that ties the score. Told you we have a real good match going, and a possible tie since both teams have an even numbered score. For 4 points. This beetle gets its 4-letter name from its huge jaws that resemble the antlers of a male deer. This beetle gets its 4-letter mark.
Buck.
Incorrect. Break for the red team. I'll repeat the clue, and you can consult Monica. This beetle gets its 4-letter name from its huge jaws that resemble the antlers of a male deer.
It's going to be stag. Is it a stag beetle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Final answer, stag beetle.
Stag beetle is right. So there's a 8-point shift in the score. No need for it to be significant, but you know, every clue counts. So this is a great match. For 6 points. The chicory is also called the pine type of this rodent. It hides pine cones the way others hide nuts. The chicory, Yamil?
Squirrel.
It is. The chicory is a
Squirrel.
squirrel who hides pine nuts. Very nice. And that gets the blue team back in the running. I mean, you're both in the running. It's a very tight match. For 8 points. In nature, the moonflower, whose blossoms open in the evening, is a fragrant variety of this AM flower. The moonflower, Chris?
The morning glory.
I might have known you'd know
Planted them yesterday.
a gardening question. That's right. That's 8 points, putting the blue team back in the lead. Finally, for 10 points in nature, there are 3 species of this bird with wing in its name: Bohemian, Japanese, and cedar. There are 3 species of this bird with wing in its name. Monica.
Waxwing.
Waxwing is correct. Oh, what a good game we have. Okay, back and forth we go. Our next clue, right up my alley, is musicals, but M is in quotes. Musicals. So all the clues will begin, all the answers will begin with the letter M. Musicals for 1 point. The title character of this musical shows up at 17 Cherry Tree Lane, London, and works her magic.
Mary
Amnesia.
Poppins.
Amnia.
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins is right. Always wait for to be called on, but that's absolutely right, Amnia. Well done. For 4 points. In this Lerner and Lowe show, Colonel Pickering, author of Spoken Sanskrit, makes a dare to a colleague. In this Lerner and Lowe show, Colonel Pickering, author, Yamil?
My Fair Lady.
My Fair Lady is correct. I played Colonel Pickering in high school. I was pretty darn good, and I have an audio recording to prove it. Okay, for 6 points. Yes, they had audio recordings back then. Thomas Edison came to my high school and set up the microphone. For 6 points, the MGM Studio Chorus backs up Judy Garland on this movie musical's The Trolley Song. The MGM Studio Chorus backs up Judy Garland. Brian.
Meet Me in St. Louis.
Meet Me in St. Louis is correct. That's the musical beginning with an M. For 8 points. Oh, shame on them. The original London cast album of this musical features Jonathan Pryce and Leah Salonga. The original London cast album, Josh.
Miss Saigon.
That is right. That was a triple stumper, and it also stumped the clue writers because it says here the original London soundtrack, which drives me mental. Movies have soundtracks. Shows have cast albums. It tries my patience. However, you got the triple stumper. Well done. Never say soundtrack. It is a cast album, unless it's a movie. Okay, I'm glad I got that off my chest. Now, for 10 points in musicals. I love having this forum. For this 2002 musical, Twyla Tharp used 28 Billy Joel songs. For this 2002 musical, Mark.
My Girl. I don't have an answer.
No, not correct. I'll repeat it for Monica.
But
For this 2002 musical, Twyla Tharp used 28 Billy Joel songs. You may consult.
It's called Moving Out.
Final answer, Moving Out.
Moving Out is correct. Sorry, Mark. Moving Out was it. Great show, by the way. A story, but danced. At the end of the halfway point, it's been a big turn. The red team, 90, the blue team, 54. However, that could easily turn around. We have 3 categories with lots of points left. So don't get discouraged, blue team. Both teams.
Quick question, Bob. Are we doing crowdsource questions?
We are not.
Oh, okay.
This year, those were eliminated from the thing. We try to do something different every year, and that was one change that we made. Okay, here we go for our 4th category in the second round, the River of History. The River of History. For 2 points. It was a border of the Roman Empire, and outposts like Singidunum, now Belgrade, were built along it. It was a border of the Roman Empire, and outposts like Singidunum, now Belgrade, were built along it. 5 seconds. Time. Belgrade's on Dan Delroy. Anybody want to take a guess? No points involved?
It starts with Dan, right? Danube or Danube?
It does start with Dan. The Danube, of course. The beautiful blue Danube, but I won't sing the theme. I'll just go on for 4 points. The River of History. The name of this Michigan waterway that meets up with the Kalamazoo River refers to a fight that involved 4 guys. The name of this Michigan waterway that meets up with the Kalamazoo River refers to a fight that involved 4 guys. 5 seconds. Time. Would it help if I said you will find the Kellogg's headquarters at the end of the waterway? No?
Lake Rice Krispies? I don't know.
No. No, it's not the Captain Crunch River either. No, it is Battle Creek. Battle Creek, Michigan. Okay. That was a triple stumper on the show, so no harm. Okay, for 6 points, the river of history. An historic moment. American and Russian forces meet on April 25th, 1945 at Torgau, Germany on this river. An historic moment. American and Russian forces meet on April 25th, 1945 at Torgau, Germany on this river. 5 seconds. Brian.
The Rhine.
That's not correct. A break for the blue team. I'll repeat it, and Mark, you can consult with your team. An historic moment. American and Russian forces meet on April 25th, 1945 at Torgau, Germany on this river.
Anybody have any
No
idea?
idea.
Rivers in Germany, huh?
Yeah.
The Rhine, the
I
road.
guess the one I know.
Right?
Let's just, we're going to pass. Final answer.
Yeah, let's pass.
Okay, I guess it's not as historical now as it was back then, but the river is the Elbe. The Elbe. They met on the Elbe. Okay. For 8 points, the river of history. Told you we'd learn stuff today. Until the Erie Canal opened, this 981-mile tributary of the Mississippi was the main route west for goods and people. Until the, Mark?
The Ohio River?
The Ohio River is right. You got back 8 points.
That is the only one I know because I live in Ohio.
Well, maybe there'll be another Ohio clue.
Maybe,
You don't know.
we have a few other rivers, but I don't know the names of them.
Okay, well done. Okay, here we go for 10 points, the river of history. Many Civil War battles had one name from a river and one from a settlement, as in Stones River / Murfreesboro in this state. Many Civil War battles had one name from a river and one from a settlement, as in Stones River / Murfreesboro in this state. 5 seconds. Chris.
Tennessee.
That is right. Tennessee is right. Very well done. 10 points, and that narrows it down. The outdoers 84, the blue team 72. Anybody's match with 2 categories to go. Our next category is 4-letter words. 4-letter words. For 2 points. A star explosion or a PBS series. A star explosion or a PBS series. Yamil.
Nova.
Nova is right for 2 points. That blue team edges up again. For 4 points, 4-letter words. Savasana, the dead body pose, is but one posture in this activity. Josh.
Yoga.
Yoga is the 4-letter words. The red team strikes back. 6 points, 4-letter words. The back of the neck. The back of the neck, Mark.
Nape.
Is the nape, correct, for 6 points. Here we go for, I think, Mark, are you out for that one? No, everybody's in for 8 points. Oh, my official entourage is arriving. For 8 points. As an adjective, it means stylish. As a noun, it's a prestigious award. Brian.
Chic.
No, break for the blue team. Okay, have a chance to go ahead, Mark. I'll repeat the clue. As an adjective, it means stylish. As a noun, it's a prestigious award.
Going by the award, I would guess Tony.
Oh, yeah, because that does mean.
Glam or something.
No, I think
No,
Tony's
that's right.
right.
It's Tony.
Because that is
Tony.
like, that's like from like dead, dead,
Yeah.
deadwood and all that.
Okay.
Tony, final answer.
It was tied, and now it's not. The blue team takes an 8-point lead. Tony is correct, but it's still anybody's match. We've got 6 clues to go. Here's the 10-point clue in 4-letter words. This beast, I'm putting beast in air quotes, this beast of a word originated in the 1930s from the Tibetan language of the Sherpas. Adnia.
Yeti.
Yeti is correct. And the red team, reclaims first place, 90-88. I told you from the very beginning, I am so psychic that this was going to be a great match, and so it has been. It all comes down to this last category, 2 points to 10 points. Good luck to both teams, but both teams have done beautifully. The category.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was looking at my scoreboard.
Okay. 90-88 favor the red team. You have to mute, Abnia. Boy, you came through with a nice one there. Okay, here we go for 2 to 10 points. The category, my big fat Greek lit category. My big fat Greek lit category for 2 points. Good luck, teams. This ancient Greek wrote Ulysses, noble son of Laertes, so you would stay home to your own land at once. This ancient Greek wrote Ulysses, Mark.
Homer.
Homer wrote about Ulysses. That ties up the match, 90-90. Whew. For 4 points, my big fat Greek lit category. His apology is seen as a reliable representation of the trial of Socrates. His apology, Abnia.
Plato?
Plato wrote the apology. Red team takes a 4-point lead, 94-90. For 6 points, my big fat Greek lit. Known for her 600s BC lyric poetry, she was married and had a daughter named Cleis. Known for her 600s BC lyric poetry, she was married and had a daughter named Cleis. 5 seconds. Time. Any guesses? Dan Delroy?
Is it Lyra?
No. Good guess though.
No idea.
No points involved. Just want to know. The Greek female poet was Sappho. Sappho. For 8 points. Scored 94-90. Favor of the red team. 8 points. Shakespeare used Sir Thomas North's translation of this Greek's Lives, that was the title, for some material in his plays. Shakespeare used Sir Thomas North's translation of this Greek's Lives for some material in his plays. 5 seconds. Time. Anybody?
Sophocles?
Nope. No, the historian who wrote Lives was Plutarch. Plutarch's Lives. Okay, here we go for 10 points. Good luck to both teams. 94-90, favor of the outdoers. To refute a claim that he was senile, this playwright read in court from his own play, Oedipus at Colonus. To refute, Josh.
That's Sophocles.
That is Sophocles. And the outdoers have outdone Star Trebek by a total of 104-90. Sophocles is correct. What a good match, as
Well done,
predicted.
guys. Well done.
Either
Great
way,
game, guys.
well done to both teams. And we'll see you again on the TPT. Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Great
Dan.
game all.